All right. That worked better. I wonder. Anyway, that was good for today. So, all right, let's start the show. I was going to do more on the power of respect because there was a pretty big chunk we didn't have time for last week. So that is what we will do. Now I have to decide to, let's just share for this. Okay. Now, I didn't check to see if we had gone over this, but it's a really important thing. So I think we will go over it again today. And this is your self-respect. Let's see how this is going to work. So far, so good. Okay, so the whole series is called Raise Happy Kids. And this is on your self-respect. This secret, because they're listed as 7 secrets, this secret can help you improve in all areas of your life, not only with your kids and in your family, but in every area of your life where you want to see it getting, yes, better. This secret concerns self-respect and doing what suits you. If you were not raised with respect, you may have to make some changes so that you treat yourself respectfully, so that you are part of the harmony. Who is the only person who knows whether your clothes are comfortable, how the sun feels on your skin, how broccoli tastes to you? You are the only one who can know how your experiences are for you. So you are the only one who knows if something suits you. You're the only one who knows if you like something or if you enjoy something or if doing something makes you feel good. If it makes you feel good, then it suits you. Another very important thing you can do, starting immediately, is to stop criticizing yourself. Develop into your own best friend, someone who is always there for you, who wishes you the best, who loves you no matter what. Observe yourself. Pay attention to what you do, what you say, what you feel, what you think. Do what you can to ensure that you spend the rest of your life doing what you love to do and having experiences that are deeply satisfying. This helps make your personal problems vanish. Here's how one person was helped to improve in this area. Not only learning how to stop thinking negative thoughts about herself, but how to take positive action to improve the situation. Question. This was from the newspaper column I had, where people in the area would ask me questions about respect, maintaining respect in terms of their children, and I would answer them in the newspaper. What do you do about your guilt and remorse over past parental mistakes? Answer: forgiveness. It can help to remember that at the time, given who you were, given the information you had, given your circumstances, you did the best you knew how. Now, with different information, different circumstances, a different you parent differently, and some of what you did in the past looks like mistakes. Maybe it was, but it is past. Perhaps you gave your kids the chance for greater compassion because of what they suffered. There might be lessons they needed to learn, and what you did was part of their learning. Think as positively as you can about what has already happened. Be your own best friend and always give yourself the benefit of the doubt. At that time, you did not think you were committing mistakes. Maybe you weren't. You might also check with your kids, even if they are now adults. If they agree that you committed parenting mistakes, ask them for forgiveness. Ask if there's anything you can do now to help repair any damage you may have unknowingly done. Then do it. Ask them to help you make sure that you don't continue any of the mistaken parenting patterns you started in the past. Okay, I'm going to skip this little message. May these videos on respect bring the feeling of being loved and valued to your great kids and to you. All right. Now, let's go to the next one. That might have been the last one we did last time. Okay, let's start this. The invisible root cause. Discovering this secret led to my discovery of all the others. I actually discovered it first. This secret is the invisible root cause of all the troubles and struggles that develop between kids and adults. It was this discovery that made me work hard over many years to discover a solution to this powerfully entrenched, invisible root cause. I observed, experimented, discovered, developed, and implemented this solution. This solution is what I've shared with you so far: how to raise happy children. I wanted to share my discovery with others, but after a few attempts, I realized that it was too unknown, too contrary to the norm. People would just get defensive, close their minds, and reject what I had to say. I think we went over this too. I realized that if I wanted to share this, I had to share this in a way that did not seem like I was criticizing their parenting, that did not make people feel guilty, that did not make them resist this awareness. I did not want to make people feel bad. I wanted to help them feel good. I decided that it was not enough to share the problem. I needed to discover a solution. That took many years of observation, experimentation, and revelation. The invisible root cause is a wrong attitude that parents have developed about themselves and their kids. As an 8-year-old boy once told me, they treat me like I'm a slave. This wrong parental attitude is based on 3 beliefs. Belief 1, I own my kids, my kids. Belief 2, it is my responsibility to make my kids obey me. Belief 3, to be a good parent, I must be willing to do whatever it takes to make my kids obey. They're my kids and they better do what I say or else. Or else what must they suffer? This is what people learn from the start. This is how they are treated. And this is how they treat their kids. Even most positive approaches to parenting teach parents some means of enforcing parental control over their kids. This does not mean that parents want to hurt their kids, but they're willing to if they think it's necessary to make their kids obey. And the hurt comes out in many forms. Even time out hurts. Ask any child if they like time out. At least it hurts their feelings and often much more, including their self-esteem. Out of this attitude come all kinds of thoughts and actions, including the belief that parents can treat their kids any way they want. When you grow up, you can treat your kids any way you want, but now you're my kids and you do what I say. That's how the words went when I was growing up. Today, it might be my house, my rules. I actually saw this on a billboard. You might say, well, it is my house, so why can't I make the rules? You can. As an adult, you are empowered to do this, but at what a cost? The cost? You don't get to have harmony in the family. The cost? Because your kids have not been treated respectfully, they're not filled with respect. They're not used to being respectful. They're not in the habit of cooperating. The cost? Because they have not been fulfilled with respectful treatment and respectful words, many kids have serious questions about their self-worth, their value, whether or not they're important to anyone. Is making the rules worth the cost? Why? When there is a way to get family needs met that brings harmony to the home and the feeling of being loved and important to each family member, that's the one rule, folks. Why? When there is a way to bring out the best in every family member that helps the kids develop excellence and strong sense of responsibility, and everyone develop understanding and compassion. The one rule, it'll do that for you. Just follow it. May these videos on respect bring the feeling of being loved and valued to your great kids and to you. Okie dokie, let's go to the next one. I think this is the next one. And I'm not sure if we went through this one, but we'll go through it now. Respected kids. Before we go any further, I want to share some of the dominant positive results in kids that I have witnessed due to the power of respect. I'm not saying that they're perfect or that kids demonstrate these qualities 100% of the time. Okay, yeah, we did go through this, at least part of it. And even though we are talking about the power of respect, that is the root of the one rule. So, and the thing about it, the power of respect, and the one rule is that all the 108 tools, skills, and strategies that I used with the power of respect, whether I discovered them or they were revealed to me or I found them somehow, I used them. The one rule, all you have to know is the rule. You don't have to know all these things. You know the rule, follow it. Follow the rule, and all of these kinds of things, all these helpful, positive ways of interacting will just come up. They'll come up. They'll have to, because the rule makes sure of it. Okay. And I'm not that much into rules, but I'm into the one rule. However, kids raised with respect, and that's what happens with the one rule, are kids to be proud of. They are considerate, they are competent, they know what's good for them, and tend to avoid what is not. They know their strengths and weaknesses and how to make the best of them all. They know how to get what they need, but not at the expense of others. They are clear, unafraid to be honest, willing to take chances. They feel good about themselves. They're glad to be alive. They are strong, healthy, wholesome. They have strong, positive beliefs in their self-worth. They make wise decisions. Cooperate, evaluate their needs and satisfy them, but not at the expense of others. They actively respect the needs of others, but not at the expense of themselves. Wouldn't you like your kids to be living examples of these qualities and abilities? Follow the one rule. Imagine your home with no conflicts, struggles having vanished. Everyone is getting along, helping each other. This doesn't mean there are no differences in opinion, values, interests, needs, but you now have the means to harmonious solutions, and each of you know this. Believe in it, practice it, and reap the benefits. The one rule does all that. Here's an example of how to help this happen. I think this is where we had to stop last time, actually. Question. I've been reading your column and I like a lot of what you say. Most of the time, I think I am a respectful parent, but not always. Sometimes I really don't feel like being respectful. What can I do then? Answer. When you are feeling frustrated, disappointed, frightened, tired, hungry, it is more difficult to treat others with respect. If you don't want to do or say things that you might regret later, have several plans of action to help prevent this. For example, if you have a centering practice, now is a great time to use it. Have a private place to go and be until you feel you can treat those around you with respect. A self-imposed timeout. Now, be sure to just do this as long as the children are safe wherever they are. Tell your kids what you're feeling. Explain that you don't want to do or say things to them that might make all of you feel bad, but that because of the way you're feeling, you might. Ask them to keep away from you until you tell them that you are okay again. And this is again, as long as they're in a safe situation. If your kids are babies and too young to understand, arrange to have someone, a partner, relative, friend, neighbor, babysitter, childcare buddy, watch the kids while you take care of yourself. Be sure to make time to have the experiences that make you feel good about yourself and your life. If your kids are old enough, discuss this situation with them. Sometime when you're not in the middle of it, get their suggestions and come to some agreements about what to do. There's the one rule. Maybe they could give you a massage, fix dinner, play the piano, go visit friends. Sometimes your kids are also feeling frustrated, disappointed, frightened, tired, or hungry at the same time you are. This certainly adds to the difficulty of keeping a relationship respectful. If this happens frequently or regularly, it can make a great difference in your lives if you make and take time to plan for these circumstances. If your kids are old enough, figure this out with them. That's the one rule right there. After you've tried out the agreed upon plan of action, check in with each other to make sure it's still working well and keeps working well for everyone. Be prepared to modify it if necessary until it is satisfactory. When your children are very young, please arrange to have someone who can help you and or them during these times. It can make all the difference for you and the children if you can get relief when you need it. It is a relief for them too, not having to suffer from their own hardships and yours also. Of course, you might not be able to do this, so then you have to find your solutions with that, not as part of it. If you have already been disrespectful and are feeling guilt or regret about it, there are several things you can do. Forgive yourself. Let the past be in the past and be determined to act and speak in the present in ways that please you and your kids. Apologize. This is a positive step toward changing behavior patterns that you don't like. It can help you speed up the process of change, the process of remembering the ways you really want to act. Ask your children what you can do to make amends for what you said or did. What might help them feel good again? You speed up your rate of change when you take more inspired action in your chosen direction. This can help you remember even more than if you just apologize, and certainly more than if you don't even apologize. All of the above: forgive, apologize, and make amends. Remember that every act of respect helps improve the emotional climate. It increases people's feeling of safety, happiness, and peace. When a person feels good, this spreads to everyone else they contact. So practice respect as much as you can for the good of us all. Now that's one thing with the one rule. The one rule is really clear. What respect is, how it looks, is not always so clear. It's pretty clear, but not as clear as the one rule. So just do that. May these videos on respect bring the feeling of being loved and valued to your great kids and to you. Okay. Let's see, what is the next one? Wrong thing. Okay. Huh. All right, it's called The Power of Respect. Let's see what this is. This one we definitely did not do because we stopped in the middle of that last one. Okay. I've already told you the importance of making respect your bottom line, your foundation, meaning that you are never less than respectful. Remember, that was my number one secret. Now, all these secrets are in the one rule. They're built in. Do the one rule and you get all these benefits. Because the concept of respect is so common and so well known, many people think they've already tried this with their kids. They think that it is already one of their family values. Because of this common misconception, I'm going to cover the concept of respect and then the role of respect in the power of respect. With this understanding, the 7 secrets will make even more sense. See, this is one of the reasons I am so grateful for the one rule, because nothing really has to get explained. You have to do it, but if you do it, that's it. Here are some words and phrases that I associate with respect: true and deep regard, esteem, admiration, consideration, courtesy, politeness, civility, attentiveness, to have a high opinion of, to recognize the worth, quality, importance of. This will help as we go more deeply into the power of respect. When I originally thought of the name, The Power of Respect, I had already discovered in my work with kids as a Montessori teacher that respect is a powerful force. That was as far as I thought. Respect is a powerful force, and it is. It's built into the one rule. You don't have to think about it. You can make someone's day just by being respectful to them. Every time they think of how well you treated them, they'll feel the feelings of gratitude, of being cared about, that they felt when you were respectful to them. That's powerful. The one rule, do that. It's powerful enough to ensure that kids feel loved. Kids who were loved but never felt loved. It makes it possible for the love to reach them. One letter I got told me of such a situation. The writer's teen sister was able to stop going to therapy after their mother bought my book and began implementing the power of respect tools, skills, and strategies. According to her sister, she finally felt loved and no longer needed therapy. Her mother loved her all along, but that love didn't reach her teenage daughter. She did not feel loved. Many years later, I discovered an even more powerful meaning to the power of respect. The power of respect more exactly means that you respect someone, you treat them respectfully, and you respect yourself, and treat yourself respectfully at the same time. There's the one rule in action. This little word "and" is what makes the power of respect so powerful and so different from what most people think of as respect. That "and" stands for a huge difference, a whole person difference, and it results in harmony. Unfortunately, the way I was raised and the way most people think about respect is that when we're being respectful, we treat others respectfully, no matter what we think of them, even at our own expense. In other words, we learn to treat someone else respectfully, even if we have to be disrespectful to ourselves. This practice is so common that it is actually a modern dictionary definition of respect. Just check out the Microsoft and Carter College Dictionary. The definition for respect says admiration, that's fine, and deference towards somebody. Deference means that you put someone else's needs before your own. So they get good treatment because they're worthy of respect. And whether you have to suffer or not is not considered important. Does that mean you are not worthy of respect? Think back in your life when you were growing up. How often were you asked, even required, under pain of something, or at least expected, to be respectful to someone else, even when you didn't want to? Gotta get some water. At your expense, for teachers, your parents, family, friends. The one rule takes care of all of this. It's simple. You don't have to get into the complexities. It take care of it. The one rule. I gotta have some more water. Treating someone else respectfully is only half right. The other half, disrespecting yourself, is plain wrong. You need to be respectful to yourself too. It is wrong to do something that is considered good at the expense of anyone. That is not really good. Part of it is bad. There was this song, and there was a line in it. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Right don't wrong nobody. That's it. Simple, to the point. Of course, you might say that being respectful to you is the other person's job. That is correct, but it is also your job. It is your responsibility to take care of yourself too. Chances are that if the other person were being respectful to you, you would want to be respectful to them. That is a natural process and a powerfully good situation, especially if you're both being respectful to each other and to yourselves at the same time. That is harmony. That is the power of respect. And that is the one rule and the result of the one rule. The power of respect, now called Raise Happy Children, is the solution that I've discovered and developed to undo and eliminate the harm caused by the invisible root cause of the struggles, problems, and troubles that develop between kids and adults. And now it's called the one rule. Although it is great and most beneficial if kids can be treated respectfully from the beginning of their lives, at any point that the respectful treatment begins, you are going to witness positive changes in the kids. Think of the 16-year-old girl who was able to stop going to therapy. Problem vanished. There's so many examples. An autistic boy whose mother really wanted him to attend regular classes. He did not want to attend regular classes in middle school, but thanks to the power of respect, was able to choose to attend and succeed in regular classes in high school. Problem vanished. A girl who as a teen tried to commit suicide, but thanks to the power of respect, now lives a full and satisfying life. Problem vanished. So it doesn't matter at what age the power of respect is introduced into one's life or the one rule is introduced. I'm living proof that even adults can make positive changes in their lives. So is the whole personal growth industry. Of course, if kids are raised with respect from the beginning, they do not have to remake themselves later. They have a strong foundation and can create themselves awesomely. My children are examples of that. And they didn't even get it right from the beginning. May these videos on respect bring the feelings of being loved and valued to great kids and to you. Okie dokie. Let's see. Okay, here, let's see. Let's try this one. This wasn't in the series. Oh, I see it is. Raise happy kids. All right. No more tantrums. It's time to stop struggling with kids about tantrums. All you need to do is follow a few simple steps. The tantrum only comes when someone is not getting their needs met. They're frustrated. They're suffering. They don't know what else to do. It can help to understand what is the root of a tantrum. A tantrum is a cry for help, a desperate cry for help. Some kids may develop this habit when they want something and are unable to communicate their need, usually because their parents have developed the habit of not paying attention. That seems to be even stronger now with all the devices everybody has. A child who continues to tantrum has decided that this is the best way to get their needs met, or at least to get attention. They have learned that asking doesn't work, whining doesn't help. Whining and pulling on a parent's clothes to get their attention doesn't work either. Yelling, screaming, falling on the floor and kicking their feet, or some version of that, does at least get attention. It may also get them what they want. Think of temperamental divas. They try this after trying all the preliminaries, asking, whining, pulling, and whining. Eventually, being intelligent, they go straight to what works, the tantrum. If you want to put an end to tantrums, kids need to believe that you're doing your best to understand what they want. So you need to do this. This is going to take effort and attention on your part, but it is going to be so worth it. Imagine no tantrums in the market, no tantrums whenever things don't go their way. Think of all the time and energy you spend dealing with tantrums, time and energy that you'll be able to use in different ways, pleasing ways, satisfying ways. To create the turnaround, you have to pay very close attention to your child. This is only because you have to turn around a habit. It's said it won't take very long to change a bad habit into a good one, yours and theirs. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 30 days, depends on who you're listening to. In any case, it won't take very long, and then tantrums are a thing of the past. So pay attention to your child. If possible, anticipate their needs, their requests, especially for the youngest children. Help them get into the habit of asking, of telling you their needs, and you get into the habit of being immediately responsive. I'm not saying agree with their requests, that's another issue, but respond to them immediately. Don't make them wait so long if they decide what they're doing is not working. Then, because they are still suffering, they go into tantrum mode. After all, what is really more important than your child? You don't have to stop what you're doing or thinking or saying. Just pause and turn to your child. Go down to their level or pick them up. Just a minute, sweetie. I'll help you as soon as I'm done. Then get to a stopping point quickly, at least during the time you and your child are creating new habits. After the new habits are firmly installed, your child can develop the patience to wait for longer and longer times because they know that you're not just ignoring them, and they know that their needs are going to be addressed soon. This simple approach will go a long way toward fixing the bad habit of tantrum, especially for a young child. Step 1, pay more attention to your child in general so that you notice when they are first trying to get your attention. Step 2, respond quickly when they ask you something. This gets them into the habit of asking. Ask them to wait if necessary. You can also tell them how you'd like them to ask if it matters to you. Step 3, get to a stopping point quickly so you can find out what they need, especially when you're both changing your habits. So, what do you need? The final step might take a little longer, but it's very important and applies to every interaction with your child. It is addressing their needs in a way that works for everyone involved. There you go, the one rule, right there. It's not about doing what the child wants or not doing what the child wants. It's about finding something that is truly satisfying for everyone involved. The one rule, there you go. Using the one rule, that's it. That's all you have to do. To get help with this final step, to get step-by-step help to eliminate problems between you and your kids. Oh, the video's not there. I mean, the webinar is not there. So look up stuff on the one rule. That's what's going to work best. I'm going to skip this now and see if we can get, whoops, sorry, folks. And see if we can get to this one. We won't get to any stories today. And we might not finish this, but okay, this was for a show. And this is Intro to Creating Peace and Harmony with the One Rule. Okay, well, let's do this. We haven't done this for a long time. When I talk about raising happy kids or creating harmony with kids, I bring up the one rule. The one rule equals agreement. Agreement equals harmony. Using the one rule means you find agreement. That's the rule. You find a solution that everyone likes. You found agreement. You found harmony. Knowing and following the one rule is all you really need to create harmony between you and your kids. In any situation where there are differences that might lead to conflict between you and your kids, use the one rule. I learned this strategy from 3-year-old children. I was teaching them a complex conflict resolution strategy actually intended for adults, and they taught me this. So don't think you're in for a rough time. It's simple, it's easy, it's powerful and effective. It works if you use it. One rule starts strong. You've decided that you really want harmony with your child. That sounds so good, right? Everyone feeling good and getting along. You've decided that you do not want to make your child do what they do not want to do. And you do not want to do what you do not want to do. And you are going to make this work. You've decided that you want to use the one rule to make this happen. This is going to become your new habit. You remember that when you use the one rule, you're sharing the following messages with your kids. I want us all to be happy. We're each important. Together we can solve our problems. I believe in you. I love you. To create this new habit, you're going to start with yourself and what you want. You decide that you are going to let how you feel about a situation determine whether you agree with it or not. If it feels good, then you can agree with it. If not, you cannot. Think about a situation. Ask yourself, is this situation okay with me just as it is? If yes, your work on that is done. If no, what would have to change, be different, so that I could feel good about it? Maybe several versions of this situation would feel fine with you, maybe only one. This exercise, this practice, helps you make a habit of following the one rule, no matter what age your kids are. This exercise helps ensure a strong start and makes following the one rule so much easier. Here's an understanding that might make following the one rule even easier. Recently, I asked myself a question. What do I want people to feel when they're connecting with my work? I definitely want them to feel good about themselves. Then the following answer appeared to my surprise and delight. I want people to realize that they are already using the one rule. That understanding surprised me. And as more and more of it was revealed to me, it delighted me. Of course, people are already using the one rule. I'm not teaching them anything they don't know. I'm not teaching them anything strange to them. I'm just helping them expand their use of something they use daily without thinking about it. They use it. You use it. Every time you come to a decision inside of yourself, you're using the one rule. Most likely you had to consider several options or possibilities to reach that decision, even if it just took you a few seconds for you to agree with yourself. That is what I want. That is what I'll do. You also use the one rule whenever you agree with someone else. Together you come to a decision, an agreement. Yes, tomorrow I'll go to the auto parts store before I go grocery shopping. Even with your kids, you're using the one rule. You're coming to agreements. Think about it. Of course you are. You're just not thinking of it as a rule, as something required. So at times, you are not coming to agreement. I'm here to help you think of coming to agreement as required, as a rule, as the one rule. You just expand the situations where you come to agreement until coming to agreement is just what you do and your kids do. It's the rule you and your kids follow. When you use the one rule, you're creating harmony. Your kids are creating harmony. You're becoming used to creating harmony, familiar with how good it feels to everyone involved. One point to be clear on is that even if a situation seems complicated and it seems that it's impossible to find a solution that everyone involved can feel good about, it is still possible. An important thing to remember is that there is a way for things to work so that everyone involved gets to feel good. Keep that in mind. This has been my experience whenever I have made this effort. A clear, helpful way to introduce using the one rule to your kids actually originates from the first time the children introduced me to what is now the one rule. You can do what I did. So they could understand what we were doing, I told the two little girls 3 things. 1, you're each important. Point to each person involved. You are important and you are important. And if it's your problem, 2, I am important. 2, you or we each deserve to feel good. 3, we can use the one rule to find a solution that feels good to each of you or us. Then tell them what the one rule is. When you actually start working with your kids using the one rule, helping them follow their interests is one of the easiest ways for you to start. That makes sense, right? Right? People like to do what they're interested in doing. I got to get some water. Living in the desert, that's like that. It is also one of the most beneficial things you can do for your kids. Why is it good for your kids to do what interests them? One primary reason is that their interest is a key to helping them become the best versions of themselves that they can become. When we do what interests us, we are very engaged and focused. Think about doing something that interests you. When we are engaged and focused, what we do and produce tends to be of much better quality than if we were not interested. Interest helps result in excellence. An even more important result of being engaged and focused is that our whole being is involved in what interests us. That is why we are engaged and focused. Like me in this, we are experiencing harmony, inner harmony. That is a good reason to allow and encourage our kids to do what they're interested in doing. I have observed children doing what really interests them, and they become peaceful, harmonious people, even if they were not before. It doesn't mean that everything that interests our kids is going to always interest them. They may be interested for their lifetime, or even 10 years, or only 10 days or 10 minutes. The point is that they are following their interests, not the specific thing or experience that interests them, or the length of time it interests them. So if they ask for your help, please help your kids follow their interests. If for any reason you really do not want to do what they're asking you to do, that's a perfect time to use the one rule. Another reason for helping your kids follow their interests is one that's taking care of you too. When they're eager to do something instead of resisting doing it, you do not have to encourage them to do it or insist that they do it, let alone force them to do it. Think of how much of your time and energy could be available for you to use as you wish. Helping them follow their interests is actually the one rule in action, taking care of you and your kids. All right. Wow. Cool. We did it. Let's see. I want to, time's almost up, but I want to go one place here. Let's see if it will do it for us. I want to show you where you can sign up. Here's the new website, happykidsco.org. See here. And up here's a bunch of links. You can check out the magazines, the blogs, videos. There's a podcast. You can check out what's for sale or what you can join. Contact me in all kinds of different ways. Anyway, but at the bottom of each page, and I checked this out, and this is how we start the one rule, because we are each important. That's the basic message. Okay, now here's, you can sign up for the mailing list, but that wasn't what I was going to show you. And here's a bunch of groups people can join. You can contact me if you want. Check out the Universal Peace Federation. I'm an ambassador for peace with them. Anyway, this is what I wanted to show you. At the bottom of every page on this website, there is a place where you can sign up for the affiliate program. And when you send a message, there's going to be a lot more, but there's messages there you can send out. It has a link. Oh, what you do is you just put your email. Let's see, right here. You just put your email and then you click join our affiliate program. Okay. When someone sees your link, goes there and buys something, you get 50% of what it is, whether it's the basic joining the member site. At the moment, it's only $1.99. So you don't get much, but if you get a lot of people, you do. Or even coaching sessions. Anyway, which are a lot more expensive. And if someone signs up for the inner circle, that's even more. Okay. Stop the share. Okay, I hope you have a great week, and use the one rule. Check it out. Use it. It's easy. Okay. Have a great week, everybody.